Good. So, last time we talked about self-awareness. I don't know what you've been thinking around it. And as we continue with this conversation around self-awareness, in this episode, we're going to try and look at some schools of thoughts around self-awareness. And there are many. And I'm probably just going to look at one that I found personally to be very helpful. It doesn't discount all the others. The others are also valuable. But we're probably just going to talk about this one that we'll go through because I've used it a lot. I find it valuable. And then, of course, in the next episode, we'll talk about another that now I even like. I use more. So, but there are many. There's Enneagram, there's DISC, there is MBTI, there is, of course, the 5 voices that I'll talk about later in the next episode after this one. And there's a lot more. And you've been to different places and you've experienced a lot of all these conversations about personality assessment. And this just helps you to start. It doesn't conclude your self-awareness journey, but it's a starting point for your self-awareness journey. Because really human beings are very dynamic and you can't define a human being and say, you're always like this. No, because we change. Circumstances influences how we behave. Things happen and catch us unawares and we respond in a particular way. It doesn't mean that now our response then is how we are. But then we need to understand that probably there are triggers. There are things that are going to be influencing how we respond in different situations, how people experience us. As a leader, there are things that are going to be influencing how people experience you. Now, allow me to talk a little bit about the one that I think my first introduction to self-awareness was the MBTI. And some of you know about this, some of you have used it. This is something credit to the Myers-Briggs people. They did a lot of good works around this and they really came up with ways in which it would help people really start a journey to know themselves. And so there's this free test that you can do. Just Google MBTI assessment. You'll find it online. So I don't claim that I own it. I don't claim that I am the one who did it or originated it. No. This has been done and there's a free test online. You can check it up and if you want more, you can find more information about it. But the Myers-Briggs personality assessment platform or tool breaks it down to 4 letters. And you find if you do that assessment, you get 4 letters that try to really help you understand some of the tendencies, your preferred approach to issues, your preferred way of life. And so you'll find something like ENFP, IFJ, ISFP, whatever. And sometimes those might just be letters and you wonder, what are those? But it's important to start from understanding what are those. Now, let me explain a little bit what some of these are. And then from my understanding of it, we'll see if maybe it can create some more clarity for you and maybe can help set you up to a journey of self-awareness. So the first one is the first letter, which can either be E or I. So you're either an extrovert, and that would be E, or an introvert, and that is I. And someone would ask, so what is that supposed to mean? Now, in many cases, people have misunderstood what these two things are. You think when you're an extrovert, then you talk too much. No, it's not about you talk too much. Or an introvert, then you don't talk too much. No, it's not about that. It's not about your talkativeness. People come from families where people talk too much. And so they end up talking too much. It doesn't mean that because they talk too much, then they are extrovert. No. It is your preferred source of energy. It's how do you, at the end of the day, prefer to energize yourself. There are people who, at the end of a tough day, they want to go hang out with friends at a club. They want to go connect with other people. That's how they release the pressure. That's how they were like, whew, they want to go out there and they want to do something. They want to go dance. They want to go for a road trip. Just that's their preferred way of relaxing and energizing themselves. Introverts, they are more internal. Their preferred way of really recharging is more of they withdraw into their own thoughts. They want to look for a quiet place. They want their own quiet place, so they probably go sit in a shower and take a long shower if they can. Or they probably go look for a book and sit, or they probably go look for a movie and watch this movie alone. They will not watch it with someone else. They want their space. They withdraw into their own space to recharge. And they're more internal. Extroverts are more people, external world. Introverts are more internal in how they even want to look at their ways of approaching life, of even processing the things that are going on around them. And so introverts prefer to direct and receive energy from their internal world of thought, reflection, and ideas. They're like a battery. They're like battery powered. They're powered internally. Extroverts prefer to direct and receive energy from the external world of people, activity, and ideas. An extroverted person at the end of the day will go hang out in a club. And they like that. An introverted person might also go to a club, but what they might do, they might sit at their favorite corner and have a drink alone or with a few friends they came with. An introverted person, if they go to a party, they will end up talking probably with the same person they came with the whole time. An extroverted person, they go to a party, they will talk to almost everybody. They'll talk to almost everybody in that party. Because for them, the interaction with other people brings them life. So, again, and I have had people say, I'm an ambivert. I don't know. The thing is, sometimes we don't really understand what these two things mean. It doesn't mean that now you are put in a box of an extrovert and the other in a box of an introvert. No. What it means is your preferred way of approaching. Remember the signature thing? Your preferred approach. You could still do that. An introverted person can go to a party and talk to everybody. The thing is, they will be so drained by the evening that they will need to go close themselves in a room. I remember a friend of mine who is introverted and is leading an organization and he goes to do fundraising. So because of his tendency that he wants to close, he's not so much into the people thing, talk to this person, talk to this person, talk to this person, talk to this person. But since he's the leader of this organization, he needs to fundraise. So what he would do, he would go tell himself, it's okay. You're going to just talk to people, it's fine. And then he would go talk for a few people, then take a break. He takes a break, goes, he hides in the bathroom, relaxes a little bit, and then come out again. And then take a break. And then come out again, and then take a break. Because that's so draining for him. It's not his preferred approach to issues. So, as you think, and you could research more on this, maybe what I've said has brought in some curiosity in you, but I want you to think more about which one tends to describe you more. Are you more of an extrovert person? Meaning you get your energy and you get energized by just being with people, by doing activities with people, going to a gym. I was talking to someone this morning, was telling me, for her, she goes to a gym with people. She can't go to a gym alone. Now, there are people who, when you go to the gym and there are people, you walk back. And you come back to the gym when there's no one. Because you want to be in the gym alone. There are people like that. Even if you find people, you'll probably look for a machine a bit far away from everybody else. Because you need just to be alone. It doesn't mean that you're not going to talk to these other people. You will talk to them and you probably have wonderful stories with them. but you need to be alone for you to feel like now you can re-emerge and re-engage with others. And so that's very important to know that distinction, so that then you don't keep saying, oh, me, and again, you also need to know what triggers you. If you are an introverted person, what triggers you to sometimes really engage with people that much? Is it the kind of people? Is it the situation? Is it your job that has asked you to do, that has made you to be able to do that? What exactly? If you're an extroverted, it doesn't mean that you cannot also operate in the world of introverted spaces. You can. But what will be the trigger to that? And that's the understanding that you need to have. Is it some particular people when you're around them? Is it situations? Is it seasonal? That's very good to understand, so that then you know, because if you can't name it, you can't manage it. And so you need to know exactly what are you dealing with. And I hope this is making sense for you, even as you're thinking through your own journey of self-awareness. So I've just spent some time in this episode trying to really help us understand the difference between extrovert and introvert. Now, if there's anything I say that probably confused you a little bit, reach out. If there's anything that I say that maybe did not come out very clear and you want to hear more about it, reach out. Because if you forget anything else, just remember, it's not about how talkative or not talkative someone is, but it's about how they prefer to charge themselves. They prefer to energize themselves. Well, thank you very much. I hope this becomes something that you can use. We'll look at the other of those letters as we go on, but we'll dedicate this one to the difference between extrovert and introvert. Thank you very much.